Wiz Khalifa, you're in the spotlight this time, and we're gonna see how you spend that big old fortune of yours. So far, he's amassed a net worth of $70 million, making him reportedly among the top 50 wealthiest rappers out there. When you imagine Wiz Khalifa's home, what do you think of? A crazy party pad with chrome walls and a detachable roof, a pool in the shape of his own face? Well, sorry to disappoint, but Wiz Khalifa actually owns a sensible, high-priced home in the Encino area of Los Angeles. I know, it's heartbreaking. It's a charming 8,029 square foot place on a lot a little less than an acre. It features 6 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. The home is just as charming all the way through, with ultra-modern furniture, a tan and white color scheme, and a lovely outdoor dining area. While there's nothing wrong with the home at all, it's almost too suburban. Like if they needed a home for a new take on the Stepford Wives, this home would be perfect for it. It looks super cozy, but it's practically the opposite of his over-the-top persona. The home does have some cool amenities, such as a nice pool, a lovely home theater, and even a fully stocked home gym that he could probably turn into a Planet Fitness if he really needed another source of income. I'll admit this home really isn't doing it for me, but the wooden staircase that winds its way up the wall with a small window for a little bit of natural light is really nice to look at. So that's something, I guess. Though he may have gotten this home more for the neighborhood than the place itself. The Encino area is known for hosting quite a few high-profile celebrities, especially from the music industry. That includes the likes of Joe Jonas, Jennifer Lopez, Kelly Clarkson, and Nick and Vanessa Lachey. I mean, I'd stay in pretty much any home if I was the first to see Ben Affleck walk of shaming his way out of J-Lo's place like Daredevil and She-Hulk. The best home Khalifa owns is the one that goes back to his roots. His Pittsburgh home is by far my favorite of all of his places. It looks like it's in the middle of a forest with greenery and trees surrounding it on all sides. Then there's the home itself, which looks incredibly modern with a ton of natural light, a futuristic architectural design, and an irregular color palette that really works for the place. The entire home looks even better at night. Anyone else think that its boxy design and big windows looks like a fancier version of the home from the Powerpuff Girls? I'm sure that's exactly why he bought it. It's hard to believe, but the interior of this home is even better than the exterior. It's got wide open rooms with high ceilings, wood floors, and just a ton of style everywhere. Several people on the internet have said this pad gives them epic sleepover vibes, and I gotta agree. I really hope that a sleepover actually happened with like Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla $ign, Snoop Dogg, and of course Martha Stewart. Remember when I said this home goes back to the beginning for him? That's because it's not too far away from where he went to high school. If that's not the biggest flex of all time on literally everyone you went to school with, I don't know what is. Not only does he have this fancy home, but he's also something of a landlord. He has rented out one of his Los Angeles pads for a sizable amount of money. It's a fantastic 8,970 square foot home that has 6 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. The place looks a lot more like what I would expect from his place. It's got an over-the-top design with epic lighting and an awesome style throughout. On top of that, it's got an infinity pool, a spa, ultra-high ceilings, and a lot less of that 2022 suburban mansion thing. The rent on this place is $16,000 a month. Considering the fact that the average rent in LA is a little over $2,700, this is quite the high ask. Is Wiz Khalifa's place really so cool that you want to live there for over $192,000 a year? You'd have to be a pretty big fan to justify money like that. For this place, he likely had to disclose some troubling information about its history. You see, this was the place where a few people got a little too into Wiz Khalifa's business. Burglars wearing dark hoodies actually broke into the home looking to rob him. I would have thought someone like him would have had tougher security that would have required a whole heist operation, but apparently 2 dudes in hoodies just busted in like it was any other house. Luckily, he had a really good housekeeper who was right upstairs. Instead of finding a safe place to hide and call the cops like pretty much anyone else would do, the housekeeper ran downstairs, confronted the attackers, and ran them out of the place. Now, the report doesn't mention whether or not the housekeeper roundhouse kicked some of them in the face, but I'd like to assume that they did. At the very least, you know this person got a big-time raise. If you thought the house collection was a little all over the place, his car collection is another story altogether. You'll see this man is consistent with his love of super classy muscle cars that fit his vibe perfectly, especially from one particular brand. Look no further than his navy blue Chevrolet Corvette C4 convertible. It's one of those cars that is instantly recognizable as cool. The beauty has a top speed of 143 miles per hour and an acceleration time of 6.2 seconds. It's also surprisingly affordable with the price of about $8,600. While I normally prefer this car with its iconic red color, I gotta say that the navy blue color on his really works for me. I might even like it better. Next, we've got his Chevrolet El Camino SS that looks pretty great with the black racing stripes running down the hood. The $26,800 car goes 142 miles per hour with an acceleration speed of 5.2 seconds. If Wiz Khalifa was a Grand Theft Auto character, this would 100% be the car he started out with. By the way, Rockstar, that is a legitimate pitch. Next up, we have yet another Chevrolet. The 1969 Chevy Chevelle is a true classic. It runs at over 101 miles per hour and can hit 60 miles per hour in just over 7 seconds. At $38,900, this car is just a steal for a look like that. Going along with his buffet of Chevrolet, we've got a 1962 Chevrolet Impala SS. The $54,600 classic can chug it up to 140 miles per hour, and the 0 to 60 time hits 5.9 seconds. I will always prefer an Impala in the classic black like the one from Supernatural. Khalifa's is nice for music videos, but it does not look prepared for a life of hunting demons. Not that that's likely what he's looking for in his rides. Hold back your shock, you guys, but we've got another Chevrolet here. Seriously, how has this man not made a marketing deal with Chevrolet? He just does the ones for that liquid death company that makes your water look like a beer for some reason. This man's red Impala is as classic gets. While definitely not the most expensive of his rides, this one may be his favorite to show off. Can you blame him? Look at how well maintained, shiny, and loved every inch of this ride is. I'll say this, no amount of cash can ever equal the beauty of a car that is as loved as this one is. That's for sure. You'll be happy to know that Wiz Khalifa actually does own cars from other brands, which is great because we came like this close to having to have a full-blown Chevrolet intervention with him. Wiz Khalifa, we all love you, but you gotta know there are other brands in the world to buy from. He's also got a real affinity for Dodge cars. Look at the two awesome rides in his collection. That would be his $43,000 2010 Dodge Challenger SRT8 that looks like a transformer, and then we've got his $45,377 2012 Dodge Challenger SRT8 Black Dub Edition that looks like the Decepticon that first Transformer would fight. As far as the classier rides he's got brands like Rolls-Royce and Porsche in his collection. First, he's got his $117,000 Porsche 911 Carrera S. Though I gotta say, looking at the picture he took with this one, it's gotta be a crime to get a Porsche this nice and cover it with that much dirt. They were not made for that kind of thing. Kinda hurts me. Finally, we've got his most expensive ride to date. We're talking about a super classy Rolls-Royce Cullinan. This beautiful ride would normally go for like $348,000. It's been reported that his customization to the decked out ride ran up a bill of $500,000. I mean, if you've got the money to do it, why not? Not only does Wiz Khalifa really know how to pick out a car, but he has mastered the art of posing next to them. Seriously, every single picture of him in one of his rides could be made into an album cover with very little effort. The man has got it down. Wiz Khalifa is the kind of guy I think we're gonna cover a lot more as he adds millions and millions to that all-star net worth.